Hello there! Free-to-play games have become a staple part of modern gaming, experiences without a paywall. 2025 has already seen Rainbow Six Siege go free-to-play, Splitgate 2 released, and Fragpunk to name but a few. Today we're going to look at more free games worth your time in the year of 2025. I haven't decided which of these I'll cover in more detail, please let me know if something looks interesting to you. Let's do this, free games 2025, here we go. First up, coming this summer is the return of Skate. After Skate 1, Skate 2 and Skate 3 comes... No, it isn't Skate 4, it's just simply named Skate, and will be released on the PS4, the PS5, the Xbox One, the Xbox Series, and PC and mobile. Basically, it's going to be difficult to avoid Skate, which supports cross-play and cross-progression across all platforms. The premise is to create your own skater and explore an open-world city, filled with potential spots to string together a perfect run. Skate uses a flick it system where our thumbs replicate the feet on the board to complete each trick. The city will be filled with other players who we can challenge, hang out with, or completely ignore if you're that kind of person. Microtransactions will make up the game's financial model, where some cosmetics can be unlocked by playing, while others will be paid for, and I reckon emotes will be an important part of that model. Personally, I'm looking forward to challenging my friends to jump through a church window 50 feet in the air. What could go wrong? Skate is coming this summer, which means it has to be here before September 22nd. Another game confirmed for 2025 is 2XKO, the tag team fighter from Riot Games set in the League of Legends universe, or the Arcane universe if League scares you as much as it scares me. If you've played Street Fighter, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, pretty much any fighting game in history, you'll know what to expect. The control scheme starts with basic light, medium and heavy attacks, and in no time at all you'll master air dashes and dynamic combo chains. The title 2XKO is because this is a tag team game. 2X, there's two players, and they want you and your friend to be that tag team. That said, if you have no friends, a solo version is playable where one player controls both characters. Each of the fighters have a preferred style and distance to operate at, and it's packed with movesets that pay homage to the League of Legends source material. 2XKO comes to PS5, Xbox Series and PC sometime in 2025. Coming sooner than that is the console release of Delta Force, which also should bring controller support to the PC version, opening up the game to many more players. Imagine a mashup between the large-scale destructibility of Battlefield with the bespoke flair and gunplay of Call of Duty. And that's where Delta Force is building its home. Gameplay modes are plentiful, with the core being a classic warfare game mode that cuts the lobby into two teams, with first-person gunfights while land and air vehicles rain down fire and buildings explode on every corner. It's all about which team can stay on task the longest. If war is a little hectic for you, Operations is Delta Force's extraction mode as we go behind enemy lines, securing supplies and getting out as quickly as possible. Or more realistically, get seen and start a never-ending gunfight until you get on the chopper out. And then we have a campaign that retells the story of Black Hawk Down, which was a movie from the turn of the millennium. Delta Force comes to PlayStation and Xbox on August 19th, and it's totally free to play. A game eyeing up a September launch is Rennsport, an online sim racer that is also planning to become a serious esport. Rennsport is described by their mega fans as more realistic than Gran Turismo and Forza Motorsport, so if either of those two games are too arcadey for you, Rennsport wants your attention. Work has been going on for years now, and we've seen tons of new cars and tracks added each update, promising to play exactly like their real-life counterpart. And with 24-player races, it's gonna get chaotic on that first corner. The way free-to-play works is via a weekly carousel. Content is open to everyone, with that being cars or tracks, and then a week later, or whenever the next update is, that content rotates out, and new cars and new tracks come in to replace them. To keep cars and tracks permanently is where the monetization will be implemented, with a store and battle pass, pretty normal. And I have to note that Rennsport did look at using digital ownership and NFTs in early versions of the game. I'm not certain if that's a part of the final game, but still have it in the back of your mind just in case. This might be a crypto bro game. For some there's no issue there, for others it's an instant turn off. Find out more when Rennsport releases in 2025 on the PS5, the Xbox Series and the P to the C. Have you ever wanted to play an anime hyper-tactical hero shooter? Yes? Well, take a look at Fate Trigger, a game that blends Battle Royale in the style of Fortnite with hero abilities like Overwatch. Fate Trigger embraces jiggle physics too, which... what was I saying? Fate Trigger's characters are called Awakeners and are across 4 different roles. Assault classes are those who are all about hitting the opposition as many times as they can with as many bullets as possible, whereas the support characters are more about survivability and keeping the team healthy. Then we have Recon, which is all about gathering information on your foes and keeping an eye on them from distance. And of course we have Defenders, who have the ability to hunker down, control zones and barricade themselves in. Of course there's more to it than that, as each Awakener has their own skills and abilities to utilise. Alongside Battle Royale, Fate Trigger has a few variation game modes. In Team Deathmatch, gunplay is the sole focus in smaller maps, whereas the BR modes are split in half, with a full-size game if you have the time, or a small ultra-fast drop if your time is short. They call this one Rapid Trials. Fate Trigger is close to release as the final closed beta is running on PC next week as I'm saying this, and if all goes well, 2025 will see a public beta and hopefully the full release on PS5, Xbox Series and PC. Let's stick with anime and an open world action game, Neverness to Everness. Combat is the draw in NTE as we create squads of 4 characters, each with their own attributes and abilities, special moves and even elements. Then we tag between them, which triggers intro and outro skills to continue their combos. Previewers describe the combat as Genshin Impact crossed with Wuthering Waves. The story sees something as innocent as rainfall actually revealed to be dangerous otherworldly anomalies coming to attack our city. And that city can be explored as you see fit, whether that's driving vehicles, climbing walls, or gliding from building to building, unlocking new story beats and narratives. NTE is indeed a gacha game which involves random chance to unlock new heroes. Neverness to Everness is coming to PlayStation 5, PC and mobile in 2025. A game which does have a 2025 release date, but I'm not convinced of it at all, is Ballad of Antara, a fantasy open world RPG made for 1 to 3 players. Gameplay resembles many Souls-like games, with melee-focused scraps that are all about timing and managing stamina gauges. In trailers, we've seen switching between characters, as an archer is replaced by a dude with a flaming sword, and this has led to many players believing the monetization in Ballad of Antara will be a gacha, as we unlock new heroes to join our gang. I'm mainly excited to see how 3-player shenanigans will work. Would we encounter other players and choose to team up with them online, or is it more like Elden Ring Night Rain, with a trio going on a very specific adventure? Either way, it looks good, and so does the premise, as we can summon a door to another dimension. Ballad of Antara is coming to PlayStation 5, PC and mobile in 2025, but I reckon it'll be a 2026 game. Let's hope I'm wrong. One of my most anticipated games of the year is Ananta. We've covered it here before, but back then it was called Project Mugen. Essentially, this is anime GTA 6. And I'm bringing this up now because this September, Ananta will be showcased at the Tokyo Game Show, fueling the rumours that a release date will be announced shortly. And as the game has such similarities to GTA 6, we will either see Ananta delayed until after Grand Theft Auto 6 arrives, or they will attempt to get it out this year. Anyway, that's a lot of speculation there. Here's the overview. Ananta is an open world urban playground known as Nova City, bustling with life and things to do, including exploration, minigames, races, conversations, you can be in a band, you can play sports, and of course, tons of combat. Even traversal looks like fun, taking inspiration, and dare I say it, a little plagiarism from PlayStation's Spider-Man animations. We play an elite agent and a supernatural investigator who must rid the city of chaos, a force that threatens humanity itself. All in all, I think this looks amazing, and come September 25th, we should know more. Ananta is coming to PS5, PC and mobile soon. Have you seen Arknights Endfield? Another free-to-play action RPG, which starts off in the same way as far too many games these days. We awake with amnesia and must slowly relearn our path as the protector of the lands. Luckily, that path is mainly wrecking anything that stands against us. The original Arknights games were chibi tower defense games, and as you can see, this one is breaking the mold. In your first few hours, you'll be creating zip lines like in Death Stranding, you'll have a factory-like sim game to complete, and you'll be setting up team compositions to take on countless enemies and hordes in brutal brawls, resulting in numerous boss fights that I'm told become more unique as the story progresses. The open world is divided into puzzle zones, which when completed give resources. That then feeds back into your factory back at home, which then feeds into how we upgrade our characters. Everything is interconnected. We don't officially have a release date for Arknights Endfield yet. Thanks to research done by PC Games N, who looked through all the Chinese administration documents, we know Arknights Endfield is scheduled to be released before August 30th this year, and it's coming to PS5, PC and mobile. Okay, a quick note about MechaBreak, the Xbox and PC game that released last week. We can confirm a PS5 version is coming out this year. The Gundam team shooter looks like a good time with friends, but is currently locked behind an exclusivity deal with Xbox, preventing a PS5 launch now. So it's simply a waiting game on our side of the fence, but it is coming. MechaBreak is coming to PS5. And finally, Path of Exile 2, the game which has been on the last 4 of these lists, I think. The action RPG which evolves the iconic Diablo gameplay and honestly improves it immensely in my opinion. Path of Exile 2 will be a free-to-play game, but only when the game is fully complete. There's been a heck of a lot of comments in the last year asking me that question, when will it be free? Because I have no idea. Right now it's in paid early access, and that was expected to last around 6 to 12 months, making the free-to-play release date December 6th of this year on PS5, Xbox and PC. But take that with a pinch of salt, as Path of Exile 2 continues to grow in scope every single time I jump back into the game. We could be waiting years for the final product to be free. I have another 23 free-to-play games to show you, but all of those are coming out in 2026 and beyond, like the console version of Once Human and the pirate survival game Crosswind. So let's meet up again after Christmas and go through the next free-to-play games that will take over your life. It's taken me 7 months just to quit Marvel Rivals. I'm Adam, you're awesome, it's been a pleasure, see ya!